Me F22, my BF M22, and my mom F40. For some context, my mom is single. She HAS and had a long-term relationship since my dad and they divorced when I was 8 yo. My mom has a history of being unfaithful. That why her and my dad got a divorce. My mom brings home younger and immature guys throughout my life. My mom is always going through a midlife crisis. She HAS and really ever been a mom to me. She been more of a friend or roommate to me than a mother. My mom just DOES and know how to grow up. She acts like she 21 yo still. She wears crop tops and she smokes weed in her car with random guys she hooks up with on Tinder. My friends and my BF will hang out at my house and my mom would just join us and start taking shots with us. I been together with my BF for 8 months. I know everyone gonna say that we not been dating for a long so I should not be that invested and just leave him and all that, but it deeper than that. We been best friends for longer than we were partners. We been in each other's lives longer than 8 months. We love each other so I have trust for my BF but I don't trust my mom. But at the same time my BF has cheated his past relationship but that was when he was 16 yo. My mom has openly flirted with him in front of my face. She would make comments about his print sticking out. She would say this in front of him. She said wow Peyton packing her and then look down at his pants. A lot of these comments and actions she would do when she either drunk or high. She has touched his chest when she was laughing at something he said. She also always makes an effort on how she looks when my BF is around, like she will have a full face of makeup on and skimpy clothes. My mom sometimes even texts my BF and has conversations with him. My mom sometimes texts him and sends him winky face emojis. For example, she texted him recently and sent him a picture of an apron on Amazon and texted, "You look better in this. I was thinking of getting you these for your birthday." His birthday is in 9 days. She DOES and text him a lot. That was her first text to him since like 3 months ago when she texted him about arriving to the auto shop to pick him up cause his car was in the shop. My mom is embarrassing and cringe and needs to act her age. I pretty sure she has made a move on my BF. IWOULD and be surprised because I stupidly left them alone sometimes while I went out of the house to run errands. And when I come back it like this weird awkward silence. I did leave them alone together just last week for about 1 hour and 30 minutes and my BF has just been acting weird since then and I have this weird feeling in my gut that they might have at least kissed. I don't know how to bring this up with my mom or my BF as this is such an awkward and weird situation. I'm not a confrontational person and I still live with my mom. Even if I ask my BF or mom if something happened they aren't going to admit it and come clean unless if I have hardcore proof. I wanna go through either my mom's phone or my BF's phone. I know both their passwords. I honestly rather just find out so I can just start the healing process and not just left wondering. Update: check my BF's phone. He cheated on me with my mom. They had sex multiple times. These messages hurt reading. From the messages I read they don't have any feelings for each other but they said cheating was hot and made it fun to do it because it was doing it behind my back. They sent each other nudes too. I took the advice being asked him if she pressured him and he broke out in a laugh and said, "You know I a guy, I can get raped. I a grown ass man not a child where it possible to get raped." I broke up with him. I still live with my mom. And for the people asking, no, I can move out of my mom's. I have no money of my own and I don't have anywhere else to go but I'm working on it. OP, I feel like you should be talking to your boyfriend sooner rather than later. Your mother is the devil. No two ways about it. But she's sexually harassing your boyfriend. You're looking at it in terms of cheating or not when you should be protecting him. You say you leave them alone to run errands. That seems like you're testing him. Like you want something to happen. What that reads to me is you're allowing your boyfriend's continued abuse at the hands of your mother. You need to cut your mother out of your life yesterday and talk to your boyfriend. He may really need you and feel like he can't talk to you. That was the first story and now we are going to listen today's second story. My stepmom thinks my dad and I are in love. My dad 50M and my mom 45F got divorced when I 21F was in first grade. My sister 18F and I have been doing fine going between houses since then. A few years ago my dad met my stepmom 50F, and it was amazing seeing him so happy that he finally met someone who loved him as much as he loved her. They got married 3 years ago and ever since then she acted different to me. My dad and I used to do everything together. He'd take me to his work. We have dad-daughter dates. He took my sister and I on family trips with just the three of us. My stepmom threw away everything that resembled my mom when she moved in. My jacket that had my dad's company and mom's name was thrown away. Pictures from my parents' wedding went missing. She starts crying and screaming when we talk about life before she came into the picture. Now she accuses just me and my dad of having a sexual relationship, which is not true whatsoever. He not allowed to be home alone with me. We are unallowed to go hang out together without her. I was wearing my snow gear. We live in MN, so it pretty cold, and she accused my dad of looking at me sexually. I was in giant snow pants and a huge coat. Heaven forbid I sit on the same couch as him. I was happy that he found someone who loved him, but I feel as if I'm being pushed further away from him. I try to be nice to her because her own kids barely talk to her anymore, but I'm finding it really difficult. I cry every time I visit because those two just end up in a fight about me while I hear. I know he does and want to start over, but is staying with her worth losing a relationship with your own daughter? Edit. I want to add that my stepmom and I had a good relationship before they got married. We went shopping, exercising, and much more together like we were best friends. The issue started when my mom's mom passed away 1.5 years ago, and mom moved in with my grandpa, who happens to live 5 minutes away from my dad. I told I look like my mom all the time, so it could be because she threatened by my mom somehow, even though both of my parents have said that even if they were last two people on the planet, they rather die than repopulate with each other. Edit 2. Hi everyone, I first wanted to say thank you for all your support. I read each comment and tried to respond to the ones that people have a lot of questions about. I also wanted to say that I received many hateful DM and comments saying I a troll and fake. I just want to say that my story is completely true. Others have experienced a similar situation based on mine. It's hurtful to think people this is fake, but I can understand as this is a fucked up situation. IWOULD and wish the situation on my worst enemies. Edit 3. I just wanted to answer a few of the questions I been receiving. 1. Her boys 27, 25, 22, had some communication but not a lot. The two eldest come over once a month and for holidays. The youngest has and been back for about a year. They all still contact my sister, myself, and my dad regularly. 2. My dad has tried to go to therapy with her, but it never works out from what I hear. He had his heart broken by my mom really bad apparently and had a hard time getting back out there to date. He really wants this to work out with my stepmom and takes his vows for better or for worse, in sickness and in health seriously. He wants to help her. 3. The photos, albums and items that belong to my mom he was saving for my sister and I when we got older. For example, my mom and dad kept their wedding rings, and the day my sister and I both graduated we got a new piece of jewelry formed out of both rings that they melted and put together. He didn't look through them. They were in a box in the basement labeled for the girls when older. 4. I not trying to make excuses for my dad behavior because it annoying and I wish it stopped. To be called horrible names and treated like a burden hurts so much. Hopefully I could answer your questions. My dad's birthday is coming up and I plan on giving him an album of old photos of his past that don't include my mom, so he can look through a few pictures of my sister and I when we were younger. But I don't know how it's going to go at this point. Update. Hi everyone. I wanted to give you all an update on what happened for my dad's birthday. I went through so many albums to separate photos of my dad and mom so my dad could have photos of his family without his wife freaking out. I handed him the album in front of his wife, my sister, and my brothers. He didn't even want to look at it. He opened and looked at all the other gifts my siblings gave him but not mine. He put it to the side and said I'll try to look at it later. I was so hurt I just started my car and went to my boyfriend's house for the night. Apparently later that night my brother and sister heard my dad and his wife yelling at each other. She claiming that he wants to go back to his ex-wife, my mom, and he said he'll get rid of the album if it'll make her feel better. When they went to bed my sister took it and is now hiding it at our mom's house because she liked the photos of my dad's past life. I been crying every day because I thought he maybe stick up for me this time, but no, He thought of his own wife's feelings before his kids. Has and even texted or called me after that night. I think I'm ready to stop contact with my family for a little bit. I'll still be in touch with my siblings, but that about it. I'm going to be staying with my boyfriend's family for a few months until we save up enough money to get an apartment together. I asked my sister and brother to pack some of my stuff up in my room and slowly start bringing it to me so I can put it in a storage unit so my dad's wife does and destroy anything of mine. I also want to add that my dad was the one who asked for the separated album. He told me he wanted to see old pics of us and him without my mom to hopefully show my stepmom there nothing happening. He asked me to do this a few months ago, but I never had time because I was away at college. To the people who think I trying to provoke the problem, I not trying to. He asked and I thought he appreciated, which I guess he changed his mind. I honestly think that what the stepmom wants, she might be trying to isolate him from the rest of the family slowly but surely so he only focuses on her. She views you as competition for some weird reason, so she'll do whatever she can to get you out the picture. I still think it wild how he could just LOW your relationship with him to get strained. Throwing away your gift to appease his wife. Constant fights about how close he is with his family. He delusional right now. And until he comes to his senses you should go LC or NC until you decide if you want to forgive him. NTA, and I sorry this is happening to you. Thanks for listening everyone. If you enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Reddit Zone to never miss a future upload.